Hey everyone, welcome back to Advanced Outdoors here in Opitz, Ohio. My name's Will, and today we're doing a little showcase on the Keltec PR-57. This was announced earlier at SHOT Show this year, back in February, and it got a lot of hype. And we finally got our hands on one to test out here at our range today, so I'm really excited to talk about it. This particular firearm is a rotary barrel, 13-ounce, 20-round capacity, fixed magazine pistol. That is also optics ready. It's a very small profile, especially when it is in the closed position, and without the red dot optic, it actually does have a pretty nice form factor to it. Like I mentioned earlier, it is coming in at 13 ounces unloaded, which is exceptionally light. And you would think that by chance, with it being so light, that it might have a decent amount of recoil. It does not. That 5.7 round coming out of it is a pretty light recoiling round. We got to take it down the range and throw some shots through it, get some experience with that. So we'll swap on down over there and we'll show you how that performed. Now that we're back from the range, as you probably saw with my shooting of it, I did have a few failure feeds and some failure rejects. I am going to chalk that up to this being a brand new gun out of the box, so it probably needs a little bit of break-in period. Don, our guy that's sitting behind the camera, he did some shots later on, and all of his rounds fed perfectly fine, so I think I just had to get through those first 20 to 40 rounds in order for this to get broken in and cycle well. If I had one particular complaint about it, it would be just how long the travel is on the trigger. It is a double action trigger only. It does have to completely cycle for the trigger to reset. With it being very long, your finger does have to travel out a little bit further than what you might expect out of a semi-auto pistol. With the rotary barrel, it shoots very flat as opposed to having like a Browning action like maybe your typical Glock or SIG. The Defender CCW I have on here is an RMSC cut, which it does come with the optic plate in order for you to mount it, which is a really nice handy feature to have. The sights themselves that come on it, I believe, are actually molded into the slide, so there's no adjustment on those, but they are just a 2-dot, 1-dot with a white highlight on them in case you weren't running a red dot on those. The grip on it, for like most 5.7 pistols, is rather long just to try and accommodate for the caliber. But overall, I found it to be rather comfortable in the hand. The one thing that you're probably interested about is the loading mechanism. These come with two 10-round clips that actually allowed you to load the firearm. It does not have a detachable magazine like most other handguns do. In order to do so, you would load up your stripper clip, you would feed it into the top of the box, I suppose, like this, and then you would depress down and load in your rounds that way. It comes with two of them, like I said, and it is a 20-round capacity. It's hard to say describing this and not say the word magazine because it doesn't have a magazine. Some people might consider that a downside. It's not as traditional as what you would expect out of a semi-auto handgun, but that being said, it is really nice for especially states that have magazine restrictions. This does not fall under those same sorts of restrictions, which is really nice. And also, at the end of the day, 20 rounds of 5.7 is 20 rounds of 5.7. If you need more than that, you're probably in a pretty bad spot to begin with. But using the stripper clips themselves, I was a little bit worried that'd be kind of difficult, but otherwise they loaded very easily, at least for me. I would say that for probably a novice or a beginner shooter, this probably isn't the most friendly platform to work on, just because it does take the stripper clips. If you do have a malfunction, it can be kind of hard to clear that. Overall, I think this is a really cool platform, and who else but Keltec to come out with something completely different that no one else in the industry has. say if you're interested in checking out something like this Keltec PR-57, feel free to come by any of our locations. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I already said Twitter, I was gonna say X again. MySpace if we have it. If we have an AIM out there somewhere, follow that too. Just make sure you follow us on social media. That's where we post all of our updates and all the news that you guys can follow along with. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us today. We hope you had a good time. We'll see you next time.